My name is Lumiel, and this is the Bloodborne Lorethrough, where we play through Bloodborne and discuss the lore as we find it, whether it's in cutscenes, item descriptions, dialogue that we hear, or in environmental storytelling. And we try to collect it and make sense of it as we're going. This is a real-time collection of it. And so therefore, if it's not presented in game, we don't talk about it yet. And if we do a second run through a new game plus or just start a new game so that all the items are back where they should be, we will just continue to build on the lore as we go. So right now, we've just finished the Nightmare Frontier and fought Amygdala, although there is another Amygdala here. We're in the Shrouded Cathedral to the right of the Grand Cathedral. Shrouded Chapel. And so rather than letting him grab us and take us to the lecture building, which leads to the Nightmare Frontier, we're just going to continue through that door there. And so let's go. And it should take us to a new area. Called Yahar'gul Unseen Village. And we have these guys coming out of the ground pretty much. Kind of spawning out of the ground. You'll notice they're glowing red. Which should seem familiar to our episode where we headed into the underground labyrinth and creatures were spawning, being summoned by a bell maiden who is ringing a bell and essentially summoning new creatures endlessly until you deal with them. So we will face a similar situation here in Yahar'gul. The area may look related because when we were in Hypoegen Gaol, that is a subsection of this. So here you go. They got summoned again. And so we need to keep on the move until we find the Bell Maiden. So let's come down these steps. Collect our items. There's another summoned person. And now we have our first lamp of this region. Let's go ahead and light it. We'll just take a look back here. And we can see another Amygdala up ahead. You can see a chair with... We've seen these before. A person sat in the chair with a cage over their head. So we can see the guy shooting at us there. And essentially it's a stairway lined with guys, hostile enemies. We've got an item back there. So let's see, there's nothing we'd miss on those steps, so we'll just drop back and pick up that item. A bloodstone chunk for fortifying our weapons, whether left or right-handed. Now those are steps leading up, and here's the ones lined with the people. So he's gone. We can hear the bell that's bringing them. And there is a... We can see we have to be careful when we're at the bottom because we have an Amygdala that would grab us and hurt us badly. So you don't want to get caught in that vortex. Let's just run past these guys until we're out of the Amygdala's range. Take care of those. Keep rolling. Oh, and try to get to where you can manage them. And I heard the bell ring, which means they will be summoned back. And hopefully it means she's nearby. So ignore him keep following that bell. There she is. And now we should be free in this area, at least, of them respawning. So, let's check this out. We've got a path off to the right. And we've got, up here, we have a jail of sorts. Kind of like the jail we were in. We see a note on the ground and an item. Okay. So let's pick up the item first. A gem. The Mensis ritual must be stopped, lest we all become beasts. So we've heard about the School of Mensis. Perhaps that is the school lost in the Nightmare Frontier. Perhaps that's the College of Bergenworth. Although Mensis seemed to be a more extreme case, they're performing some sort of ritual, and it must be stopped, or we will all become beasts. So we need to learn more about the ritual and put a stop to it, if the person with the note is to be trusted. And I changed my mind, decided to go with keeping the torch out. So we can hear people off that way. There's the next amygdala. We have a doorway down below. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, it's not open yet. And I'm guessing shut from the side. Yep. Because we have a barrier here and bars. So that would be a shortcut once we get over there and open that up. So we have to go this way for now. We can hear another chime maiden. I called her a bell maiden, but I believe it's chime maiden. And now we have one of these guys that will respawn as well. Okay, so can we get in here? We can. Let's just make sure she's not out here. Okay, she's not. Let's go in here. There's a guy with a gun and a guy that just came up, and I can hear her back by the guy with the gun. And there she is. Roll. Oh. Alright, so we should be free from them respawning now. Now I'll take my time to check out the item back here. The air rune. Okay, so we've had one before. They increase visceral attacks from, or increase blood echoes from visceral attacks. The air sees sentimentality and the warmth of blood, in the warmth of blood, and acknowledges visceral attacks as one of the darker hunter techniques. So, essentially people who equip these runes, they see the value of visceral attacks. They find even more gain from various things from their gory attacks. Frenzied cold blood, and let's open the doorway here. And then we have a side door we can go out. Okay. So now, if you were starting over from the lamp, you would want to run down those steps. If you could avoid all of the people being summoned along the steps, run straight through, take the side door out of that first area, come down these steps, and through this door, and run past all of this and continue this way. there will be a lot of people that hopefully lose interest in you as you go by. Okay, so we have what looks like a main steps going up, so let's see what's around here. And that's what we heard over here. And I can hear from the way that one fell that she will be summoned back. Maybe all of them will. We have another of those. We have steps going down. An amygdala real close here. So watch out. Maybe he's looking the other direction. And we have a path right here. Oh, geez. So they really want you to get ambushed in this area. And I hear a chime. Can we get to her? Doesn't open from this side. I saw no doors around here. So let's grab this, and get out of here. Tiny Tonitrus. And back out before they respawn. Come back up here where probably those witches have respawned. I didn't even realize there were 4 of them before. Alright, so that's it for over here. We'll want to find a way back into that cage that was locked, but now this will take us back up these main steps. Let's see what we have here. Another one of these that is summonable. Another, the Chime Maiden ringing. Where is she? And then we have an amygdala performing an attack similar to what we saw. And it is harmful to these guys, so they do get hurt. Okay, so watch out for the laser. And watch out for the explosions that nearly killed me. Roll, roll, roll. And those probably will kill you. I'm over leveled, so be very careful there. Time things right. And we have a second lamp here. But did I miss a Chime Maiden up there? I didn't see one as I was running through. So we have an open hall down there. An amygdala statue over there. What's over here? Another chair. Another amygdala. Steps leading down and people being summoned. Okay, it's going to be a waste of healing vials or blood vials, but I can't shake the, where was the Chime Maiden here? She might have been in that area beneath me. That we couldn't get into the cell. Okay, I'm glad I came back because there is an item there. Alright, so... at least until they summon, I have a moment here. So there's a blood chunk. There's a lady throwing... okay, come on. And I saw an opening right here. So let's see why it's here. So there's an item here. This is the path we took in there where those big guys, the brutes, were summoned. So I think this puts us above them, generally, but there's another one. Alright. Yeah, so there's another one because there's the one guarding the treasure chest. There is the way into that locked cell area, but... oh, and here's the Chime Maiden. Then another drop down. So we want to drop down in there. Which is possible because of this spot here. And we have Upper Cathedral Key. So, the area out of Erden Chapel that we weren't able to get to because of a locked door. So, the area out of the right door in Erden Chapel that went above the Hunter's Workshop is what that key is for. And we will go there later, but I wanted to take a look. Tiny Tonitrus is a unique weapon crafted by Archibald, the infamous eccentric of the Healing Church. This is a similar Morningstar mace that utilizes quicksilver bullets. When struck into the ground, it creates blue sparks that are said to surround the dark beasts. Like Archibald's masterpiece, this too is superb conductor of powerful blue sparks. So it's an arcane weapon, or an arcane tool like we've seen. Okay. I don't even need to worry about him, so we'll go back up. And the witches may have respawned, or they should have, but they won't again, because that Chime Maiden was bringing them back. Alright. They're easy to deal with than his blast, so that's how you kind of want to time it. And then again, that brings us here. And then we will continue through and not backtrack this time, but we had the main steps leading down there and then kind of this area here, so let's see what's over here. We see some dogs, a gunner, a brute, and some guys down there. I doubt that it's going to be worth really fighting them all, so I'm going to drop down, take care of him, grab that item, and run past, and maybe at the bottom of the steps worry about what's going on down there. Alright, so looks like you can drop down from the dogs, but what's down there? Oh no, there is a railing, so... Alright. So, that was not clean at all. And then there's a guy hiding here, too. And they're red, so they will be summoned back. He doesn't appear to be, though. Oh, he is. Alright, so let's just keep moving. if they're gonna come back, it'd just be better not to be there when they are. Alright. So now we find ourselves in an area. This was the lamp that we were able to use before in Hypoegen Gaol. And this is where we saw the note. Nightmarish rituals crave a newborn, find one and silence its harrowing cry. And then you see down here a hunter there, a hunter there, so at least 2 hunters. So watch out for the ambush of, like, if you think you can get a good attack on him. Okay, so it did let us get 1, but again, I'm very overleveled, so that would take a good chunk of his health, but probably not all of it if you were to do it. Alright, let's grab what he dropped. Or, I guess he didn't drop that. Claw mark. Come on. I see you back there. Okay, who did the lightning bolts? He did. Alright, see? I was expecting an ambush, it just came later than I thought. Alright, so let's start putting them through a, what do you call it, choke point. And still they got around me, so he's not going to survive much more. And I wouldn't either if I hadn't rolled away. Alright, back to the stairs. Watch out for the lightning. And this guy... Wow, that cannon hurts. Alright, 1 is down now. I'm just slightly too slow with that. Alright, the good news is, if you were to die and have to come back through here, from that other lamp, you could run past that crowd that I ran past and into here, and they will no longer be here. So, they are the type of hunters that only come back once. So, we want to go out there, but first let's check out down below. Now, before, there was a witch ambush here. And now it looks like a messed up werewolf. It had a human leg sticking out of the back of it. Okay, that door is still open from last time we were here. Those doors, there's one on each side. See if there's anything other than the wolf. Watch out, because there's probably... There were the snatchers that were back here before. They are not here now. And this led to Dark Beast Parle. Bloodstone chunk. So, there's a dead snatcher. And there's really, I believe, no reason to go back here. Unless you're wanting to go to the lamp that Dark Beast Parle Arena had. Because if you drop down there, you'll have to return to the Hunter's Nightmare. And so that's it for this basement area, although we could go out there, but we will get there eventually. In the meantime, let's check the jail we were in before. See if anything has changed here. And there's another werewolf here. Okay. So there's the note, and down in the basement is where we found the religious woman. And another snatcher is dead. So that is the basement area. So now we head back to the arena where we fought the 3 hunters. And we continue out the main door. First, let's check, was there a side door? There was. And again, we will return to this general area, so there's no point right now. We want to go out the main area, which originally had a large pig going up and down these steps. And you see it is no longer a pig. It is like a mass of bodies stuck together. Okay. So that's the way we want to go. I'm not saying there's a way to tell, I'm saying I just know that. And that must be a piece of the ritual. Over here we had a snatcher with some hunting dogs. That this led down to the side door from the basement. Just checking to see what, if anything, has changed. And we had a witch that would, 1 or 2 that would come out of there and grab us, but that's where the werewolf was. So let's head back up. Sorry, it's so dim. I'll light it up a little bit. And we'll go along the upper path to take care of the shooter first. Let's see if anything is back here now. We did have an elevator we were never able to use before. And then this leads up to the where there was once a lamp, but is not anymore. A few guys back here. And his shot to the face hurt a little bit more than what I've been experiencing recently, so that was a surprise. And now we do have an elevator that we can take. So, first of all, if you notice that, there was a spot to drop out. So we'll go back there. But this is actually a path to the opening area. I believe, yeah. And there's the steps with all the guys. So if you start at the first lamp, you can run over here and take the elevator down. It's up these steps. And then we're going to now go out that little side, drop, and take care of the couple dogs. Alright, so a few things here. There's a path over there, and there's a glowing looks like a portion of the ritual as well. Inspect bath. And this will take us to a different section. It's essentially like a teleport. So we have 2 doors. One that heads down, one that heads up. And that is another one of these messed up werewolves. Okay, now we've got another 2 ways to go. Let's check through here. Hey, I just healed. And that certainly is a freaky sight to see. And it's foreboding. So, twin bloodstone shards, a tempering blood gem. And trying to get free from him. What is through this horrendous hallway? Well, it's a path down to an area where we were heading anyways, but we aren't going to head just yet. So let's go back up and back through this door and see what is this way. Okay, so this puts us right above the area where we were coming out. And you'll see those crawling things that look, they're kind of like carriages of corpses that shoot blood at us. So, let's head back this way. Which way was it? This took us down to the entrance heading out. So we probably have to go, yeah, up there. And now from the bath, let's head this way. And there is a chime maiden. So first things first. We have a ladder. And it's going to give us a drop. It drops us right back, kind of above the area. So all things are leading to this hall that leads down. So I'm going to go back up, inspect the bath, and return to where we were. Alright, so we go out this door, and this way down was the only way we have not yet been yet. Bloodstone chunk, nothing up here. Another bloodstone chunk, beast blood pellet, and that's it. So really, now you want to head down that main path. So can we drop down? No, that's too far. So I can no longer get on the elevator, so we really have to take the bath and down to the floor. The ground level, I mean. Alright, it kind of doesn't matter which way we go. They both lead that way. Hopefully got rid of that spawn maiden that summons him. Alright. Roll, because they're essentially shooting at me. Don't want to get caught by all of them at once. They're definitely sonically and visibly really more frightening than they appear, or than they actually are. Like I said, you don't want to get caught to where you're fighting all of them at once. But other than that, they aren't that terrible to manage. That hurts us each time, so it's essentially like a torch, but so another lake rune. Some blood gems. That path leads up to where we were. Another part of that ritual there. We're backtracking now, so we are heading... That is the door that would not open for us before, where we found insight upon them. Here's an item. And we're moving back up. I just want to see what is at the other end of this. And then otherwise we're moving back to where we were. Behold a pale blood sky. And then we went that way on the elevator. There's a chime maiden. It always feels like such a reward to find one of them, because you can deal with them then. So we have one of those body carts up there, or 3 of them. Now if this is anything like the other one, we had a pig down below. In this area. So yes, it is like the other world, but instead of a pig we have that. Oh wow, that got me. And it's actually very hurting me, so it didn't just surprise me. Alright. There, now I can mark off the bloodstone chunks. I got them. Got the beast hunter, damp blood gem. Got like 3 more of them at least. I was wrong. 2 of them. And then a dead end here. So that is it. That leads us back to the other side of this main hall. Just check every nook and cranny for anything. And Yahar'gul is one of the most intimidating areas for me in this game. Doesn't seem that way because I'm over leveled, but everything can kill you very easily here. And not only that, until you really know where you're going, they keep coming back until you take care of those chime maidens. So it can be brutal. So what we will do is continue heading down this other way. And before we get too far, sure is centered here and very interesting looking. this is where we're going to end the episode, and we're going to continue through there to fight the boss of this area, the One Reborn. So check out the next episode to see that, and thank you for tuning in.